G'day there folks, it's Connie here again, hope you're all having a fantastic day. Anyway, we're back with some more stories from Reddit, so as usual, hit like and subscribe and all that stuff, and let's get straight into it. Okie dokie, we're on Am I the A-hole? This one was written by user Mesma, and it's titled, Am I the A-hole for considering breaking up with my girlfriend for what her grandparents said? I know this sounds weird, but hear me out. I'm posting this on an alt account, so nobody I know can find it. I, 22 male, and my girlfriend, 22, have been together for almost 2 years now. We met during Freshers Week at university and found out we were studying the same course. Our relationship has been running smoothly and we rarely argue. The one problem that we have is to do with her boy best friend, who we'll call Alex, 23. Alex has been around for longer than I have. He's known my girlfriend for around 4 years now and they attended high school together. I initially had no problem with Alex, until he started making fun of my appearance and accent. For context, I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm 5'10" and I have a decent build. I've been working out for just over half a year now, and I have good facial features. Alex has pointed out small things like the shape of my eyebrows, the way my hair gets messy. I have longer hair that can get regularly tangled up, and my accent. I'm Slavic and English is not my first language. For the most part, my girlfriend has defended me and called Alex out on his BS, but sometimes she will laugh at the things he says, particularly when he makes fun of my accent. This bothers me a lot, as I struggled with my English for a few months before passing my IELTs and struggled to fit in when I moved here. I've brought this up to her and she apologizes but continues to do so. Now onto the issue. My girlfriend and I recently went to visit her grandparents for the weekend. They are a pretty big part of my girlfriend's life. She was raised by them as well as her parents, and this was my first time meeting them. Her grandmother opened the door and greeted me with a hug, and proceeded to say, "Alex, we've heard all about you." I instantly assumed it was a mistake. Her grandmother is old, so maybe it was a memory thing, and I corrected her and told her my name. She frowned and shook her head, sure that it couldn't be correct. The dinner was a bit awkward, as both her grandparents kept referring to me as Alex. My girlfriend kept on correcting them, and they looked confused. After the dinner, I politely asked my girlfriend why they continued to mix me up with Alex. She blew up on me, telling me they're old and struggle with memory loss. I apologized, explaining I didn't mean to insult anybody. I just wanted to know why they continued to refer to me as Alex even after correction. We left it at that and spent the night watching movies that her grandparents enjoyed. I was setting up the bed in the spare room for me and my girlfriend when I overheard her grandmother and her talking. My girlfriend was talking in a hushed tone about Alex. Her grandmother kept asking why she hadn't brought Alex along like she said she would. I couldn't hear my girlfriend very well, but she told her grandmother something came up, so she had to bring me instead. I was surprised, as we had this trip planned for a couple of weeks beforehand. I heard her grandmother asking how Alex was doing and when they'd get to see him again. I'm really confused. I asked my girlfriend about it in bed, and she insisted that her grandmother just struggled with memory loss and didn't know what she was saying. I asked if she had planned to bring Alex to her grandparents, and if so, I would have had no problem with it if she'd simply just let me know. She blew up on me again, insisting I didn't understand her relationship with Alex. She called me a few petty names and told me to sleep on the pull-out couch. I reluctantly agreed and laid awake all night thinking about the conversation. Since then, my girlfriend has been more irritable, and nothing I say makes her want to talk to me. She's been calling Alex regularly and refusing to tell me why she's so upset. This is deeply confusing me, as I didn't come across as insulting in any way. I have considered breaking up with her a couple of times, as this behavior is completely out of the blue, and her refusal to communicate properly is worrying me. Any advice? Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with her? Edit, thank you for the replies and helping me realize that this was never just about what her grandparents have said. My girlfriend's behavior is unacceptable and I'll be having a talk with her tomorrow, which will ultimately end in splitting up with her. I'll post a short update tomorrow for anyone who's interested. Yeah, I mean, one instance of the grandmother forgetting his name, that could be explained. But both grandparents being confused, and even after correction all night, still calling him Alex? Something weird's going on here. Let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole. Stop apologizing and backing off whenever your girlfriend lies to your face and throws a tantrum to deflect from her obvious emotional cheating, at the very least. He replies, "Thank you for your reply. She's never really blown up on me before this instance, so I was shocked and didn't really know how to react. I didn't want to create a scene at her grandparents' house. I realize I could have continued to question her instead of backing off though." What makes me feel as though she may be into him is that instead of talking with you, she blows up on you at any mention or question. Why is she being so immediately defensive, if like you said, you've never had to question or give her a reason to be? At the end of the day, you know her better than I do. Maybe she's like that for anything you question or ask her about. Opie replies, "She's not usually like this. That is what caught me off guard. She's a very open and honest woman. Her defensiveness was completely out of character for her. We have never had a big argument before this. I've always trusted her and she has always trusted me. My reasons for being uncomfortable with Alex were because he insulted me frequently, not because I worried my girlfriend may be into him. What happened is making me question her honesty though." Opie's girlfriend is probably not interested into his culture and her grandparents don't know much about OP. He replies, "I agree. My girlfriend has never really shown much of an interest in my home culture. She tried to learn my language but dropped it because she said it was too difficult. I didn't have a problem with it. I agree that her grandparents shouldn't have been getting me mixed up with Alex on multiple occasions. It makes me think she rarely talks about me, or simply doesn't. They didn't even seem to recognize my name." Opie should talk with his girlfriend, break up with her if she doesn't want to admit the truth. He says, "I didn't think of it like that, to be honest. If I break up with her over this, it might backfire and she could make me look like the bad guy. I do not want this to happen as a lot of my friends are through her. Maybe I should talk this out with her first." Someone adds, "Yeah, definitely talk about it with her first, but do approach that conversation confident with what you know based on info you've heard or observed firsthand, so she can't gaslight you anymore. And honestly, even if, and that's a big if considering that she's manipulated and deflected often, she admits she's in the wrong, you already have a long history of evidence in exactly how much her word is worth from all the times she's continued laughing when Alex belittles you, despite promising to stop. That in itself is breakup worthy, by the way." Opie says, "Thank you. I guess I sort of brushed it off for a while. As most of the time my girlfriend defended me, but the little things are starting to add up, and this situation is definitely sketchy. Now that I think about it, a lot of the time she promised to stop, and it happened again, she didn't really think she was in the wrong. She told me she laughs at everything, and it's just a reflex for her, and she wasn't actually making fun of me by laughing at what Alex said. I think a bigger conversation needs to be had." Opie comments on his girlfriend's grandparents and their memory loss, and if she's told them much more about Alex than OP. "Honestly, I was thinking the exact same thing. My grandmother back in my native country is 89 and her memory is still sharp. I don't think my girlfriend's grandparents were getting confused because of their memory loss. I think my girlfriend has definitely spoke about Alex with them, possibly more than she does myself. I'll be having a conversation with her tomorrow when I go to see her after work. And to my knowledge, her grandparents do not have dementia or Alzheimer's or any disease that will affect their memory. She simply told me because they are old, they are losing their memory." She's telling you that you're secondary to Alex. He says, "I really hope this isn't the case. I love my girlfriend, and up until now I've had no real reason to question her intentions." And now you have a reason to question her intentions. And if her response to your questions is to blow up, that isn't a good sign. Communication and feeling heard are vital to a relationship. Good luck. He says, "Thank you. I'm seeing her in a couple of hours. I'm going to have a talk to her, in which I am going to break up with her. I realize a lot of this is more than just what her grandparents have said. It's feeling like I have to walk on eggshells around Alex, and my girlfriend doing little to make me feel comfortable when he pokes at my accent." Okay, now for an update, 2 days later. Hi, I'm writing this in my car, and what just happened completely baffled me. For context, about a day ago I wrote a post explaining that I went to meet my girlfriend's grandparents and they kept on calling me Alex, her boy best friend's name. Upon asking my girlfriend about it, she got defensive and has refused to speak to me since. My girlfriend got off of work early and messaged me asking to come pick her up. This is the first time she's messaged me first in days. I agreed and drove to go pick her up. I waited in the customer section, she works in a bakery, and I noticed some of her co-workers giving me dirty looks. I brushed it off. When she got out, she was quiet. She got in my car with a huff and then asked if I could drive her to Alex's place, as him and some other friends were having a small gathering there. I admit, this annoyed me. I told her flat out we needed to talk, and asked her if she wanted to go to my place to do so. She told me anything I had to say, I could say it now. So that's what I did. I told her that her behaviour over the past few days has been unacceptable. Her refusal to talk to me, how she blew up at me for just asking simple questions. This is where the conversation got weird. She told me that her grandparents had been waiting to meet Alex, and that's why they got confused. Much different to her loss of memory excuse in my earlier post. I asked her why she didn't just tell me that. She told me I wouldn't understand because I don't understand her relationship with Alex. I told her that yes, I do not understand her relationship with Alex, how she lets him insult me, and how she carries on defending him. She told me that people over here make fun of each other, and I wouldn't understand because my culture is different. What? I told her that regardless of my culture, I wouldn't tolerate the disrespect from her friend, and the lying has led me to believe that she is no longer trustworthy. I told her I've given her zero reason to lie to me. She started crying and promising me that nothing was going on between her and Alex. I was stunned, as this isn't what I was implying at all. I asked her why she'd said that, and she broke down and admitted that Alex had been pressuring her to leave me for months now, saying she deserved better than someone like me. At this point, I was done. I don't need this kind of drama. I told her to get out of my car and that we are done. She was crying and she begged me not to leave her, promised she'd cut Alex out of her life, promised that their relationship was nothing but friendship. I said I didn't care and I wanted no part in this anymore. Strangely, I didn't really feel sad ending the relationship. I actually feel pretty numb. Her attitude suddenly shifted. She hit my arm and told me I just didn't understand, and that Alex was right, she should have left me sooner, etc. I just told her to get out of the car. She was still crying, and she slammed the door pretty hard and stormed off. Now she's texting me, apologising and promising we can work this out. I've had a couple of texts from mutual friends asking what happened, as my girlfriend sent them texts calling me controlling and toxic. Why would she want to get back together with me if she's telling our friends that? I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I'm now writing this update. I don't feel sad right now, but maybe that's because I'm in shock. I wrote this update for the people who gave me the courage to leave this relationship. Thank you for all of your advice. Edit, I told our mutual friends the story and shared the post with them. They said they always found her relationship with Alex weird, lol. I also shared with them the text my ex-girlfriend was sending me. They were immediately ticked that she was trying to play them fool. None of my mutual friends have took my ex-girlfriend's side yet. All of them have apologised to me for the unnecessary drama she was causing and said they were going to keep their distance. A couple of our friends, we're in a big group, who did not reach out have blocked me on socials. Guess the trash took itself out. For now, I'm feeling good. I've been hanging out with my cats and ordered takeout food. My roommate gets back from his parents' house tomorrow, so I'll update him on the situation when I can and ask him to be there when my ex-girlfriend collects her stuff. As for my ex-girlfriend, I sent her a text message telling her to only contact me when she was going to collect her things. I muted her texts and calls and will only check again when she's due to come and get her things. Once that's over, I'll block her. I'm feeling pretty good about my decision now. Thank you for all of the comments. I'll respond to as many as I can. I may have another small update on the weekend, as my ex-girlfriend and I are attending the same house party for Halloween. For now, take care, and thank you to everyone who has commented and or messaged me. One comment says, can you just block her and her flying monkeys? Her relationship with Alex is obviously more important to her than hers with you, and even she doesn't realise it. I mean, her grandparents thought she was bringing him for the visit. Let Alex have her, work her out of your system and live your best life. Not the a-hole, still. He replies, I'll be blocking my girlfriend once she's collected her things from my place. As for Alex, I do not have him on any social media, nor do I have his number. Her friends who are messaging me are also my mutual friends. I will not block them yet. They did not attack me, they just wanted to know the full story. If they continue to support my girlfriend, I will definitely limit contact with them. Thank you. Share her text message with your mutuals, let them know she wants to get back with you and you do not understand why since you're so toxic and controlling. And stay away from her, she has too many red flags. He says thank you, I will be staying away from her, and as for my friends, I plan to show them this post and my girlfriend's text once I'm in a better headspace. I don't care what she tells her family or Alex about me, but I won't let her try to manipulate my friends. Also, tell them that she hit you when you broke it off. It's important information. She is already trying to make people think you are abusive with the words she's choosing to use. Protect yourself by getting the real story out as fast as you can to as many people as possible. The first version people hear is the one they tend to believe, even if proved false. He says, I told my friends everything. Every one of them who messaged me is on my side. A couple of our friends have blocked me on socials, but to be honest, those couple were just her friends. We only spoke out of courtesy. I had no doubt that my friends would stick by my side, to be honest. They are smart people and see through my ex-girlfriend's deception. Hey man, you set your boundaries and put your foot down, and I'm proud of you for that. Alex is a chump and seems to be manipulating her for malicious reasons, unless she's lying about your relationship to Alex like she did to your mutual friends. Suspicious behaviour nonetheless. Glad you're out of that situation. I hope you find what you deserve. Don't lose yourself. Remember, you are the embodiment of proof that the love you seek out there exists. Don't give up on that. Opie replies, thank you so much. I really appreciate this comment. She probably is lying about our relationship. It wouldn't surprise me anymore. And as for me, I'll be fine. Thank you for your kind words. Lol, how old is she again? 22 you said? For real? Because it's giving teenagery in the behaviour and excuses, and it looks like she's been crap-talking you at work because of the looks the co-workers gave you. Anyways, good riddance to bad rubbish, as they say. Girlie was most likely using you to force Alex to actually date her for real instead of playing around with her. But he's not going to, or if he is, it'll be until he gets bored, aka the next attractive skirt comes along. And deep down she knows this. That's why she wants to keep you around. If her little smear campaign bothers you, you can always set the record straight with her texts. As for the people make fun of each other thing, listen, I'm a Latina, as in small country in South America, Spanish-speaking Latina. In my country, and in the culture in general, yes, we make fun of each other. The way siblings tease each other. Playfully, some banter may seem a little too much to outsiders, but that's the thing. You don't mess with someone you don't fully trust, because the teasing and joking and roasting each other comes from trust and friendship. And even then, in the last few years and generations, people don't go for the cheap shot of the looks unless you're actually fighting. You go for behaviours. You go for situations the other person has passed that are somewhat light. You don't go for cheap shots unless you're fully intending to offend, which is what little girl and little boy, I'm calling them that because of their maturity levels, not age, were doing. You're good now that you got rid of the nuisance, and they deserve each other. And for what it's worth, I have best friends in both men and women. I'm a best friend of both men and women. You know what we don't do? Disrespect partners. He wasn't a best friend. He was a guy she wanted, but who kept her at arm's length. That's not a friend. Opie replies, wow, I've just read this comment, and thank you for taking the time to write it. You are right. Alex is probably someone she wants to keep at arm's length because of the attention he gives her. I'm a Polish native, and we do make fun of lightheartedly to our friends too. Keyword, friends. Alex was not my friend. The first time we met and I spoke to him, he burst out laughing and poked at my accent. He lacked basic respect, which is what made me skeptical of him in the very first place. He's not a good person, and I'm not the only person he makes fun of. He makes fun of my girlfriend's other guy friends for shallow things. Example, being short, being overweight, being slow. All things that can break down their character in his eyes. All things they are insecure about. They are both immature and not worth my time. Thank you. And Opie comments on his ex's racist comments. Honestly, I feel like I brushed this off a lot more than I should have. Poking at my culture as a reason for not understanding her was extremely out of line. I am Polish, and this isn't even true. A lot of my friends back home were girls, and I would never have even thought of crossing a line like my ex did, especially if they were in a relationship. Furthermore, her enabling of Alex when he made fun of my accent definitely hints at something deeper. She clearly had no respect for my culture, to be honest. Not just because of Alex, but because of subtle things she'd do or mention. For example, she never showed any interest in learning about my culture. The most she did was attempt to learn my language for less than a month, and dropped it because it was too hard. Fine, I had no problem with that. But she would poke jabs at the cultural dishes I would make her. Not even just, oh, I don't like that. Stuff like, wow, you grew up eating this? That's disgusting. Food over here is way better. There is more that I can't think of right now, but I'm glad I got rid of that negativity. In the future, I may find someone who appreciates me and my culture. And Opie comments on the culture when it comes to joking and disrespect. Thank you. For context, my girlfriend is from the north of England. She says it's normal for everyone to joke around with each other, and it must be my culture. What BS. I'm from Poland, and we also make fun of our buddies, but never to the extent Alex has. He's just a jerk in my opinion, and my girlfriend enables it. Wow, I'm sorry, what? An English person telling a Polish person that their food is better? Just quietly, I'm not sure English dishes are beating many others, especially pierogies. Sorry for the shade, English people, but hey, the ashes are on, you gotta do it. Okay, another update, 3 days later. It's titled, My ex and I attended the same party after our breakup. She cornered me and tried to kiss me. Pretty much what the title says. If you've been following my previous posts, basically, my ex-girlfriend has a boy best friend named Alex, whom she lied to me about and made fun of me with. I broke up with her after I found out he'd been telling her to leave me for months, and when her grandparents called me by his name, it was revealed that she had intended to invite Alex to their house, not me. Anyway, my ex came to collect her stuff this morning, and there was pretty much no problem. She packed and left with nothing to say. My roommate was present the whole time. Tonight, we attended the same party. I was super excited to go and have been all months. I dressed up as an Elden Ring character, Mesmer. My friend dropped me off with them, and for the first hour or so, the party started at 6, everything was going great. My ex and Alex showed up at around 8. My ex wore a Catwoman costume and Alex went as Batman. I wasn't bothered by her presence and continued to drink and enjoy my friend's company. At around 10, Alex approached me and asked if we could talk. I said no, but he insisted we talk. I continued to say no and told him to back off. He was almost begging me at this point, and I refused to engage in it. As I walked away, he told me my ex missed me and wanted to talk. I paid no attention to it and approached one of my friends to talk with her. My friend's boyfriend got us both drinks and we chatted and swayed to the music a bit. My ex suddenly approached me. She looked tired and like she'd been crying. She asked to talk. I shook my head and said I don't want to talk. My friend's boyfriend told her to back off, and so did my friend. She didn't leave my side. Unfortunately, my friend started to feel sick, so her boyfriend took her to the bathroom. Being alone now, I tried to move away, but my ex grabbed my arm and begged me to hear her out. She was causing a bit of a scene and I was getting embarrassed. I told her to say what she wanted to say, but nothing was going to change the fact we were done. She started ranting about how Alex was a manipulative POS and how she wanted to cut him off for months before the incident. I didn't buy it. She showed up in matching Halloween costumes with him for F's sake, and just told her, okay, she can do that, but it won't change my mind. She kept a hold of my arm despite me trying to shake her off, and insisted we were still together, and I was just confused. I told her to leave me alone. I didn't like this at all, and she was crossing boundaries she knew I had set. I told her to go and talk with her friends, even get a drink, just get away from me. She then proceeded to put her arms around my neck and kiss me. I pushed her off of me, horrified, and she kept on grabbing my arms and crying, saying she'd do anything to keep me in her life. I walked away and admittedly felt a bit upset. I decided I was going to leave the party early. As I was trying to find the host to tell him thank you for the party, but I was going to head out now, my girlfriend found me again. This time she tried to touch me and promised I'd regret leaving her. Honestly, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I froze up. I had no idea why she was doing this. Was she drunk? After like a minute, I pushed her off me a bit roughly and told her to stay the hell away from me. She started crying and saying I was unstable. I pushed past her and left. I called a taxi and now I'm back at my place. I messaged the friend who took me to the party and told him why I'd left. He's fuming and said he'd have the host informed and kick my ex out so I could come back, but I honestly don't want to. My whole night is ruined. I might sound stupid, but I'm quite scared right now. I feel stupid for attending the party too. Not really the update I was hoping to give, but that's how Halloween went for me. Oh man, that ending is kind of just sad, isn't it? One comment says, she said she's wanted to cut Alex off for months, but comes to the party with him wearing a couple's costume set. This feels more like the girlfriend has never gotten dumped before and is having a difficult time with that. Her ego is bruised. She wants to get back together with him so she can dump him. Yeah, interesting theory and hard to argue with that. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, as always. Anyway, that's it from me today. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. Thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Cheers.